strikes, you're out, Harmy, and that was the other duo. We'll have a solo match if he can clean it up. Conversion comes through. 95 HP now, Shy.
In the zone now, it's the last circle, 9th one closing in. 40 seconds, Osmo finally goes down to Majin. Majin moving up, Jurg on the high ground, Pepper down below. It's a solo game at the moment, 1v1v1v1. Jurg making sure his lair is secure. Pepper up on the mid-ground lair. Majin getting pressure now. Pepper on low HP. Majin taking storm damage to get his heals up on a trap. It's his though. He moves in. Pepper going down. Risk versus Majin on the low ground. Jurg looking for pressure from height. Gets those combat shots on Majin, who gets dropped into the zone. Gets a quick pickup from Risk. Taking that risk, getting the reward. Jurg now on a lot of HP and shield, not taking tick step. Imagine with the surprise factor low on Mats, can he get it done? 3 left for him. Or Elims, he tries for the 50-50, but Jurg comes in. S2V wins at the end of the day. Very dope stuff there.
Well done there from Harambe and Jorge Q, closing out there and matching the score of Majin and Provoked, putting both those duos at 34 points after the match. Again, we saw the leaderboard. It was 41-37. These are all duos who are up towards the top, but the action doesn't stop. Hopping into the third game here, we are also into the final hour in Europe, so we're getting down to those last games. You can see it, closing in on it. I apologize, a little premature there, but 1:03 left. People getting towards the back half and the back thirds of their games. 49 players left, 28 duos.
Yeah, these games are stacked. Looks like every single game so far has had that Storm Surge active, and these placement points are coming in around the 7th, 8th circle. So you have to be able to survive, have to keep your duo alive, have to manage your mats and your heals all the way through. Impact Fixie going up a few layers, looking for any more vantage points, any more sight lines he can block off. A launch pad coming in as people start to rotate to that 5th zone. A little bit early, but the zone just started moving. Ballers all around. A lot of open pyramid edits as well, as Fixie takes a few shots but has those shields available, going up for another big shot up or another build up. Alliance Powder goes down to, as we said, these early rotations, then the cutoffs, they're huge in terms of picking up free elims on people moving.
And somebody just tried to force that box as well with that flint knock. Fixie being not about it. Powder is getting enough space to be revived there. You can see that in the top right corner of your screen as the rotation comes out. Not a single rotation so far. We are still at 49 left, and this is kind of the proliferation of those heals. You see more people carrying heals, carrying shields. It allows you to take chip. If you get chipped on a rotation, no longer out. Good wall replace there from Shaw, and Nira getting into Noisy's box. Can they get the wall again as he gets to take it back? Does get it. Can they get the stairs in? And they do. Noisy and Arctic Dangerous going down. Well done from the EVD duo.
Even with all this mobility, these guys now know the meta. It's week 10. Everyone's already caught up. You have to be able to go for these elims when you have the tools, when you have the pressure and that ping advantage as well. Shaw on full HP, Nirwa at full HP as well. Both sitting on a few elims for each other on pops. 25 people left alive. That Storm Surge is going to start ticking as well, as we haven't gone down to that 30 threshold just yet. A lot of action on low ground. Ballers still available to a lot of people as well.
And no, one thing you do talk about that ping advantage, it certainly does not hurt to have the better internet going in there. But shout out to SEE and the Vietnamese team being the first one coming through there and putting on a show last night. And I think it's actually something that's a little bit more mitigated when it comes to duos because of the strategies that end up going through, where you'll have one person forcing the wall, the other person trying to replace, or the other person isn't actually trying to get the wall right there, but they're trying to get the stair in first so then they can get the wall there. And you get to start playing games like the double combats, looking for the player in the sky there with the shadow bomb. As you see, their Storm Surge is active. We'll need to go to 30 players, and they got the knock onto Haibuzan courtesy of the storm right into the sky.
Looks like the crew just gets powdered down once again. Scribbly Doggy now looking for any other shots down below his mid-ground tarp layer. That's an option a lot of mid-ground bases have. They can look down anywhere in their box, just protect the top, and look for any squeeze eliminations on the bottom side of the map.
And we're going back on this rotation, so you can see how Scribby and his teammate just immediately turn backwards and start editing through their tunnel. Now they can just slowly edit backwards and fire shots. Stink goes out. They spray shots towards it, but it is actually the Noof who gets that knock. Killigore does go down as well. Lanoof and Clinton had previously qualified, but are doing their best in here. You see Violin in the top left as we get closer and closer to the placement threshold. Kazuna and Scribby, good job cycling out right now. Lanoof does end up going down, as well as a Supremacy attack who was in that top 10. However, they need to be cautious. Other maps starting to get a little lower and a lot of tunnels going on around here.
Yes, and it's actually amazing what these guys are doing right now. They're waiting and tunneling as much as possible, not peeking too hard, then waiting for utility to get used. Any rifts, you go for those big shots in the air. Nesty going down now from a lower tarp layer. Once again, they're waiting for people to stop and make mistakes and capitalizing on everything as they did on the Stinks before as well.
That was a huge swing, puts them up to 7 eliminations and into the top 15. That was a 5-point bonus right there for this duo and into 30 points, up into the conversation. You can see Shaw then gets the knock onto Waste as everyone gets sent down on ultimate high as Nura is trying to work upwards and get some form of connection. He has the next lowest tarp and he's just going to drop down and say, whatever. Here's all those heals and the utility we talk about as we close in on the next placement threshold. 11 duos left, 14 players, so a lot of solo riders, 8 of them hanging out, while only the 3 full duos.
No challenges coming on from height either, which allows Shaw to get these easy pressure picks with this gold scar. These guys making sure their rotations are perfect. Lol Boom now going down. When you have this time, when you have the Pro-Am weekend to prepare your loadout, your loot path, you get these big loadouts that are gold, all the heals you need. Another knock coming in from Nirwa. They're just tearing on this high ground at the moment.
They're doing brilliant, making sure they're getting good angles, but some shots going up, finally going to force them. And that's one thing we've talked about. Uncontested high ground is great until somebody from the low ground decides to take notice of you. You are the only one raining down the shots. However, cover yourself up and just reset. You'll get that advantage back. As you can see, Nura and Shaw doing a brilliant job of this, but look at the chaos on the low ground. Right now, you have Nura in your top right, Scrib Doggy in your bottom right, the rest of the action on the left side as Nali gets taken down by Kazuna, and we have our top 5, so it's all about the elims and the victory route as Violinin finds Fixie right after he gets Papsy. 3 duos left, drop down ends up coming through. Scrib Doggy will he find it, but instead Nura comes in late to the party, cleans up 1, cleans up 2, and that is it. Shaw and Nura take home the victory royale, 10 eliminations, 44 points, putting them in contention again. We're into the final hour of Europe. We're right there. These are the matches that decide those last spots. 4 are up for grabs, Shai. That's it. 4 left.
It's all around the world, man. Low, mid, and height, everything getting contested. Juice to milk for eliminations on every single layer. And Shaw and Nirwa just played it perfectly there. We see the chaos of all these builds, all these layer switches, people just trying to survive. It is the last week as well. Everyone's just trying out their honed strategies over these 9 weeks of preparation. They've had solos and duos. A lot of people splitting up, playing with new duos as well. We've seen that a lot in NA East, as well in EU. As we get into this next game, Issa and Camo on the low ground.
Yep, and you can see that controller duo trying to represent and do everything they can. Issa having already qualified for the solos, Camo trying to find his way to New York City. Can they make it? And this is actually one of the thinnest end games we've seen so far, with 39 players left, still 22 duos, so a little more action going on the mid game. As you can see, representative Issa and Camo's 8 elims right now. Super impressive, and there you go. Finally now into that last hour. 3rd time was the charm, 56 minutes remaining. And again, if you are just joining us and it's one of your first weekends watching, it is 3 hours or 10 matches. The semifinals were played yesterday and the qualifying spots are in the top right. We have already seen the BES duo advance out of Oceania and the Trigger QQ duo from Vietnam take home the spot out of Asia. Which 4 will join them in Europe? And who do you got your eyes on, Shai?
For me, at the moment, I think that Shaw is just playing amazingly right now. I also think that there's going to be a lot of chances for Camo and Issa to pop off as well. They've been up and down in the leaderboards at the moment, but as we can see over here, these high elim games, if you get 1 or 2 pop-offs, you're right back into the running. There is only an hour left, but everyone's already experienced in playing their 10 games, knowing that, hey, if we're behind 2 or 3 games, we can play a little bit aggro here and then catch up with those big placement types of games later on. So hopefully these guys and their game plans work out. We'll see what's up right now. A little bit of a sneaky game coming in, a 4-gun loadout, which we don't see too much from Issa, with combats, ARs, drum guns, a very AR-heavy medium ammo loadout. Low people as well on mid at the moment. A lot of calmness. When there's not too many people in the server, you have these stalemate moments where a lot of people get to have a lot of information. Now, this is good for 2 reasons. 1, the people who are boxing up know a lot of things about one another. But the bad part about it is that if everyone has information on everyone, there's so many more sightlines that get abused and used for eliminations left and right around the whole map.
Yeah, it's much harder to manufacture eliminations in this circumstance because everyone is used to playing. And it's kind of nuts that we've gotten to the point in Fortnite where 39 people in a fifth circle is like, oh yeah, you know, that's not that dense. You know, it's fine. You got some room to move around and work with. But like, normally the reason people say play for late is because when you get so chaotic, if you are deliberate and you're able to get your rotation down, you will get opportunities to pick off other players. And you can see there just how aggressive these guys have been. 1,102 damage above the Storm Surge threshold. Again, that will turn off once we get down to below 30 players. As you see the launch pad come out, no bonks there. Thought about challenging for height instead. Gonna go far side of the zone and box up and turn.
Camo now missing his partner, actually. They finally get together once again. He's going to be boxing up, waiting for any elims to happen. These guys have 8 elims together in total. Heavy Snipe coming into onto the box as well in front of him. No follow-up, though, as it's not possible. These guys are on split layers, although that's very good for sight lines and different vantage points. Sometimes the synchronization can get desynchronized when you're not together with your duo partner.
Stay with your buddy. Particularly, it's week 10. Come on. Like, how many times, like, unless your name is Mongrel, like, trying to just 1v2 the rest of the lobby generally hasn't worked out for a lot of players. And right now, Issa and Camo recognizing that, getting back together, still on 8 elims, and now they're going to try and kind of level out the loadout. Interesting to see him dropping the heavy sniper in favor of still running the double AR, but I'm Trash living up to his name there as Issa just blasts him with the combat shotgun. Can't poke there, can't challenge against one of the best players out of Europe. Gets the conversion over, and we're closing in on that top 15.
Very, very smooth build over there to get right back up to his partner. But no, these guys are split now. Issa going on for a 1v1. Camo getting a nice low tier or low ground lockdown on his enemy. Max going down on 60 hertz. You got to up those hertz, but you got to see these people coming. Camo moving around. Issa popping off on his lair as well. These guys are owning the whole server, making sure everything's getting shredded down on numbers. Ash going down as well. The finish is coming out. These guys have collectively done so much damage. Drop-offs. It's chaos. Mods going down. What's happening over here, Sunday?
15 elims now. He just ran up to 15 elims, and notice how he's constantly checking his side. Can make it 16. Zaito goes down as well. Who says you need a teammate? He says, Mongrel, who? My name is Ghost Issa, and I'm here to make a play. Camo's in a box. What's in a box? It's the Ghost duo. They want to make it to New York City. They want to go together. One isn't enough as we're closing in on the top 10. 38 points so far, 17 elims. They're already on 22 points just from this match, but they will not stop yet. There's still chaos going on. Pushes forward. Jexy goes down. Trap gets armed right next to him, and they're into the top 10. Issa picks up another one on the high ground. They're on 19 now. He needs to circle back around and find the zone, and he finally does. Narshti goes down. Delay goes down. Top Boy goes down. Closing in on top 5, and he finds it. Jinsen goes down as well. 6 left. Well, he's still
are there health bars working? They haven't taken any damage that's significant at all. Still both alive on separate. They're playing solos. Guys, you queued up for the wrong mode. What's going on? It's 9th circle, 8 people alive, both on separate layers. Still 3 stinks available for pressure, doing their own thing. Back-to-back intensive goes down. The workout's too much for him. Another sting going on height to help out his buddy. Issa on low HP. Camo, finally these guys are getting put in check. Issa taking stinks. 1 HP. He goes down. Can Camo clutch up? A mini coming up. The enemy pops in with a heavy sniper. Mark bringing down their big rain, but so many eliminations as we move on to the last 1v1. Alphen up with Mark going and bullying the last solo player left alive. Issa's big rain going down. Camo also going down as well. Alphen with a big combat shotgun pop shot. Intensive 8x finally going down as well. They secured the elim points. They secured the victory royale as well, but Camo and Issa, holy moly.
That was huge right there, but not to be understated. Alphen and Duo picking up 18 points right now. Zeke, that was nuts.
Sundown, that was absolutely insane. I mean, first of all, points like that.
Yes.
They could be potentially contesting for a spot.
They could be the only full controller duo to qualify for a World Cup. It is the last chance for any of that to happen. So with games like that, Zeke, this is
just the start of the day, by the way. This is the first block of games.
them on the fly. The guys are being baited now. Can the beams come through? White HP on that opponent. His fly gets cut short. Jarkos going down now. Where's his dual partner? We don't know. His finish is going to be coming out now as these sweaty soccer skins, Alex and Speezy, are going to be tearing up this low ground, making sure no one's allowed to be this tall for this EU ride on the northeast side of the map.
And you see them actually able to get into the mid-ground. Alex was the player from the Vancouver out who hadn't played competitive before, which is always in the arena duel. He said, hey, I'm pretty good at Fortnite, and through the open structure has now been in all of these end games, but Speezy now going to opt to charge away. We'll see the conversion happen on Alex, and now has to make some tough decisions in terms of loot. Is going to drop the heavy snipe in favor of taking the risk. Will he opt to fix anything else up? You can see now, he's trying to go back through and just make sure he gets every possible little bit he can.
In these solo spots where you have to face up against other duos, those spam weapons are always vital. That choice of keeping the drum gun and the AR even on low ammo, Speezy knows at some point is going to be a desperate motion on the low ground or mid ground in terms of making sure that spam is up on opponents' builds. So very smart decision there as we tune into the Fnatic boys. Motor and D-Rax will be looking at their own loot at the bottom here. Have a lift to go as well. Shadows available to cop up after grabbing the lift, but Motor misses out on those. Not sure if that will affect them later on. Once again, there are a lot of geysers and a lot of ways to trickle down from height to stay on top of rotation, but that might be a big hit to their loadout and overall play this game.
Yeah, I really hope Verax grab those because honestly, Shadows are the most consistent in terms of the utility tool. Being able to rotate you out either top, down, or down, up. You're able to rotate and get high ground if necessary and just make really tough plays in the pinch. As you see, a lot of other people rotating the good old-fashioned way. It's Fortnite, the battle is building, and everyone is tarping up the side of pressure play and trying to do damage because that Storm is so active. You can see Motor and Verax about 9 points off that pace right now to be in the top 10. 12 points off qualification pace. What can they do to get themselves close? There the Shadows we saw earlier. Will he be able to grab it? Is that another misgrab coming out from Motor? And we talked about the clutch and the pressure being on. Now actually missing himself in one of the chug splashes too. But doesn't matter. Call him an action here as he slides down the side of the volcano and finds the duel.
Very smart loot balance from those duels as well. Verax goes down, but he did have a split ticking while we let Motor play those chug splashes. You know, it's easy to have a very efficient chug splash in duels, but on rotation, it's very hard to hit you and your partner. So very smart decisions there. Motor has to be smarter now in a 1v2 situation, using all his match, around 800 left now. Has to go down left and right. 26 people left alive, 18 duels. No placement yet. Once again, 7th zone, and a lot of pressure coming down on Motor. His shield getting knocked down. Still has those chug splashes to use on the move, making sure that zone damage is not a problem. Shields, not a problem. As he gets all the way back up to 100 HP. Once again, his early game was amazing. Get those guns out, but his life goes down as well to Bodo.
And he misses the top 15, so no placement points there. Bato and Sky are really happy about that as Bato is still in the lobby with Ibu High now with the combat and the flint. Still rolling around in the ball. Proxima Star, who was in the top 3, also picking it up there. And Proxima Star being the player who's been around forever since like the original Summer Skirmish. So good to see his name back up there as 5 picks up Wave Star and they're closing in on the top 10. Who High trying to find a decent amount of space in the middle, but somebody is way up on Ultimate High as we're rotating around. Zeke gets blasted by Flavo in the back. Will the Elam come through? No, he's able to find the zone, but not able to have it. Is now all of a sudden old man melt, and 1-2 players up top. This is when we see a shadow bomb. Not doing Ibu High on the mid-gun. Ibu High gets that, but Proxima Star and his teammate just get the rain down shot on the rest of the lobby. Ibu High trying to find some space to exist, but he's going to have to go back over now into the plant. There's only Ibu High in the 1v2, and that's not going to be enough. Fury Legend and Proxima Star going to close that one out. 6 elims and the victory round. That's how they were at 57 points. That's what got them up there, and hopefully they can keep on that pace to fall.
They ended that game so fast. Still had 9 impulses and 2 smoke grenades left at the end, but they decided to just give the lobby a whole haircut as we move in. Once again, the same zone. Geysers going up once again. A lot of launch pads can be saved on this 5th zone rotation. A lot of mats can just be saved as well when you're up in the air, not taking too many shots and basing up, going for these big vantage points as well. Benji Fishy now, the inspiration for a lot of duos in the EU region, getting their name switched for that good, sweet luck in terms of qualifying. He's getting checked on his edit, getting a little bit too close to it, giving his fish hat a little bit of a haircut. A lot of wheels being used on that as well. Could be a mistake that proves fatal at the end of the game.
And one thing I do like, though, is with having more shields that happen in the games, is players are taking more risks. They're poking out more. They're looking for more kills. They're willing to go take fights. Because it's like, hey, if we don't get everything here, it's not the end of the game. Alex Nicholas finds a great double snipe on them. That's what we talk about, always making sure you cover 2 layers. So what are they going to do? They're going to disengage down and over 1 layer and make sure they're boxed up. They are already very close to the safe zone, not taking it, so we need to rotate just slightly over to have the guys who didn't do it. I mean, this lobby's stacked. It's Crew, Nairo, Milan, Osmo, Chapek, Snowda. Jeez.
We get in these last 4 games, and the games only get bigger with better players over and over. Aqua in here with Nyrox as well, getting into the very super dope position up top on this hill. Going to be cutting off a lot of people rotating from mid-round. They're going to have to rotate early. They're not in zone just yet, dropping just a few layers, but every layer you do drop, that's a box saved on Max. So moving diagonally this way is very smart, but also risky because you have a little bit less of protection from front. You just saw there Nyrox trying to get double sniped off of his position, but is dynamic in his box, saves that up. Utility now getting split for each duo, making sure each person has a nice exit plan in case that fire alarm sounds in their game and stuff hits the fan. Nyrox going to be looking out, up and around for any vantage points. 5th circle to 6th is that kind of stalemate time where you can look for picks. He gets a nice 33 damage shot on a duo moving down bottom. Aqua looking through his pyramid, looking for any information up on the map as well.
Yeah, and they're just trying to chill. They're just trying to hang out right now, doing everything they can to keep everyone out of space. Get over on the far side of the zone right away. And that's one thing we talked about a number of times. When these moving zones come in and you have utility, you want to pop it, get far side, box up, and then turn and see the rest of the lobby. Here's a prime example of it. That's right damage. You could have followed up right away with the stink grenade. You don't get away from that. He's going to continue pouring down the pressure, and that is blood up to the 11 going down on the side. Brilliantly done, but can they convert onto it? The Storm will move past it, so they want to go over and try and get whatever max as well as that siphon on it.
Once again, EU is so good at just using their utility and following up with shots. Nyrox going down, unfortunately, could not cover his head up top. Very still smart plays there playing off of this thing, saving that last one until he had damage rather than just using it for an impact in the game. Always make sure you're milking the most out of the stuff you have in the inventory. Benji now still alive with Savage looking for a reload while the wall goes down. Very unfortunate there. That small mag size of the infantry rifle proving to be fatal in terms of getting that elimination point. Benji and Savage now in the same box and caught up in a big community rift. Chapek's going down, getting knocked all the way. Not sure in the rift beforehand. That Elo coming through though, that shield will go back up once that server starts moving and the storm goes over that down enemy.
So he actually got knocked because that was the shot that he hit right before him. That was the 87 tick. The storm ended up then taking him over and then doing it. That was that extension where it's a minute after you damage someone. But we have our top 15, so 3 placement points going out to everyone. The Fishies getting those as well, so on 5 points so far from this match. And also still 2 shadow bombs with a lot of maps, so they're going to be able to play for late as Andretta gets picked up. So did get the top 3 points going there from top 15, but not anything more there. Majin provoked on the mid-part. You see on the beast and Magis close on the high ground above him. Takeoff just below. Zappy and Red Rush, another duo hold already qualified just below. Anonymous 27, not to be confused with Anonymous 72. Just below Dementos here as he's tarping towards the side, trying to make it into the top 10.
A lot of mid-ground tarps coming out now. The zone will start moving in more awkward ways. A little bit of time for Dementos at the moment to see if he can put pressure down up top or down below. Putting vertical pressure upwards as a mid-ground tarper is very, very hard. His duo is down. He does have 6 eliminations. Hay over there. These guys have 8 in total. Looks like it's going to be 9 now, unless no, it was just a finish on Dementos. He's going to be going over on his target once again.
But we got him into the top 10, so it's fine that it wasn't his conversion because he still gets 2 points going there from knocking that teammate right as the teammate went over. Now Dementos trying to find some room. So far they have gotten 13 points from this match, but they need to pick up the pace there. We saw the top duo was on 60 plus, being up 44. Needs every possible point as 27 picks up drops. Dementos still trying to type over, edits himself back in, finds an angle, but immediately gets cut off. Provoke finds the conversion on the 27, and Dementos is just going to chill, popping that utility, and again, we talked about just so many more risks and time you get there. As I was going to jump in, start to get to that 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shots, can he find it? 4, finally gets it after using 6 of the 10 combat shots there, but stops Provoke and gets it into the top 5. That could have And there for the high ground. The Memphis goes. Launch pad straight up. Max Redhead comes in. Can he build it away? Magic pops him off. Dementis trying to get back in the zone, but Magic pulls brilliantly done. So well executed. And that is why they're on the top, sitting up there currently with the 62 points.
What a close match going right down to the wire. One more shot is all he needed there, but it was not possible. Did not connect. The duo does hold it down. Once again, this pattern, very, very smart solo play there, making sure he can pick up all the eliminations before the game ends, even though it's a 1v2 spot right here. Now we got Nauka and MXR, who are both chilling in their big base. Looks like next to Stormline as well, one of the best positions you can be in. Very, very nice loadout there for them as well. They've got the long range beam, the follow-up with the gun as well, and that crucial combat shotgun, which did get nerfed a little bit on this patch, but it's still the fire rate and that swap delay coming off allows you to make so many cool plays. They both are sitting on 0 eliminations at the moment, so they must make this effort catch up with the end of the game.
Yeah, and just one thing in terms of the combat shotgun change, I feel like it's kind of mitigated just because of the removal of the shotgun timer. It ends up allowing you to kind of do what people call the TP classic, where you're ramping out and you're able to effectively type and shoot at the same time with very minimal amount of exposure. And I think it sort of makes up for the slight change in the range in terms of the tiles and how much damage it does. So the combat still being very, very, very strong in the current meta. But you can see MXR being able to push in, trying to find the conversion with some pressure from above, and just goes for it. Gianni Jr. showing why he's not Gianni Sr. being taken down there outside the top corner. No placement points for you, and a lot of time wasted in that lobby.
Just a dope reaction there to look up and then look straight up, or straight ahead of himself. MXR just carrying that fight right there. Yuntos and Ryu now getting focused by the whole server. Very unfortunate when this happens. Stage coming down as well, so that's going to be a very, very hard situation to get out of. Ryu now going down. Heiko getting his third elimination, putting him and Ono kill together on the same, or on 4 eliminations there, making sure their points get counted up. 35 points total at the moment. That placement points will be coming in, and 4 more duos coming down. 35 people left alive. So that zone surge will also be an option as well.
Yeah, and that was a high value stake. That's one thing you talked about. It feels really unfortunate when you're being focused by the whole server, but the reason you're getting focused by the whole server is because you're in an obvious 1x1 that was just rebuilt without priority on the next zone. If everyone is going to focus you, it's much easier to just pile in. You can hear the rift off left eye trying to hit it, trying to do everything he can. Will end up finding it there. Storm Surge is active as we have 18 duels left and 34 players, so pretty much everyone has a buddy.
And then, yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a stacked team-based endgame at the moment. A lot of 4-gun loadouts also coming in together right now. Dan Zizzle going down on Shadow Nades. A lot of multiple high ground tarps. A lot of them go down. Cazola is going to be up top. 1 Shadow Nade left on Heiko at the moment. Andre going down from Cazola's high ground pick. He gets finished off. Heiko gets that big reward off of it. The max, the utility campfires as well for the end game. Pickaxe is coming full swing, making sure every wall is theirs before they step on. The next move not quite in zone yet, but that tunnel will be very, very proficient. We're talking about those combat changes as well before. That also changes the range of engagement as now we have more ARs. The style of the game and how it actually flows as more people are basing up the shoot rather than shooting on the fly if they're not going to be able to box fight, changes the way people move around the map as well.
And it kind of is giving a little bit of a resurgence what we've seen so far to the drum gun. It allows the drum gun to have a little bit more of that mid-range feel to it, to where it is going to out-prioritize the combat shotgun, whereas before the drum gun very much so got forced out in terms of effectiveness as we hit our top 15, so 3 points going over from everyone, because why run a drum gun when you can have an FSA rifle and then the combat? But now there really is kind of the space that's between, like, it's closer to like 4 to 9 tiles where the drum gun just shreds, and even now you can see boom, back AR, putting a back face, 2 elims right there for Johnny Boy and Cazola. Brilliantly done. Winfors will end up take over. They do have the top 15 as well, as Dan Fizzle gets forced out of lobby. Toxic also gets down, and everyone gets pulled up into the sky with closing in. Boom, top 10 next place in pressure.
6 chunk splashes still left. We haven't seen them use their full potential just yet in these endgame storm Elof scenarios. Proxima Star now going down, the high ground star of the last few games that we saw. A lot of wood builds means that this means that these spam weapons are going to pack a wall up as Johnny Boy gets another knockoff on Ivy High, the baller player we saw from the other game as well. These rapscallions being sneaky, moving around in brick, metal, and wood. A lot of these big mats now finally coming out.